G'day everybody, and welcome back for some more Archean with me and W4sted.
Hello.
And hopefully a sunrise coming soonish. You can see a little bit of a hint on the horizon over there.
There's a little glow.
Yeah. I did manage to eventually get those commands right and not just jump several days in advance every time I was clicking the thing.
Yeah, you do expect it to have more granularity than hours.
It does, but you have to do, like I did 0.1.
Oh, right. Okay.
Yeah, it takes fractions. It doesn't just take integers.
That's easy when time is in a base of 60 and not 10.
Yeah. Yep. I mean, not that I could tell what the actual time was, but at least I knew if I moved it in.
We also don't know when it is.
Yeah.
That's a good point.
So we don't have any base. Why were we driving out here? We were still on the hunt for titanium.
We'd found it. We were on the journey, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Click things on, but we'd found it, and we were like, I think about halfway there.
All right. Well, I'll
Yeah, I have a switch now.
continue driving.
Fancy. Yeah, and I think our code is still set to like 30 kilometers or something ridiculous like that at the moment.
Oh yeah, we were doing our wrong way series, but Archean style.
Mm-hmm.
Driving up super steep mountains eventually. Seeing how close we get.
Why do I no longer see any in front of us?
I don't know. Do you see more if your suit lights are off? Do you see less? Also, don't forget you can press F11.
What's F11 do? I can't remember.
Full screen.
Oh, that's nice.
Have we turned around at some point?
It feels like we've turned around somehow, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm just going to check what code range we're at. It feels like we've when we parked, we somehow turned around or something like that.
Yeah, we've definitely turned around. Look, we're heading back to the water.
Yeah, so, yeah, we must have... That would explain why stuff is not where it's supposed to be. Yeah, I'd reduced it to 15 because we were getting closer in range, and as you say, it's the opposite direction, although, if I remember rightly, I should probably leave that code window open.
Yeah, this is very early age Earth in the Archean Eon. A period of time we have limited evidence about.
We know it happened, what do you think?
Yeah. We've got evidence from really old crystals that it happened.
Be like 20 degrees to your right seems to be where the concentration that we were heading for is, and yeah, it definitely we got turned around somehow.
Yep. I've got to keep heading in this direction because there's water over there. Unless we want to test the submersible capabilities of this.
I'm hoping it's not submersible, and the other one. But maybe we'll save that for the point at which once we get in the water, it has an ability to move still. Because that's really... Ooh.
I did bring the propeller.
That's really my concern at the moment is, sure, I actually think it's going to float if we get it in the water. But once all the wheels are in the water, how are we getting it back out again?
We have been transported to... we've been converted into mechs with biological brains and sent back in time 3 billion years. I think we're out of power.
I think we're out of power, yes. Everything has suddenly gone very quiet and my computer's turned off.
Yes. Let me fix that. I'll just do it a simple-ish way. Go. Oh, that's not what I wanted. That's what I wanted. All right, we got power again.
Yep.
I should continue making batteries, shouldn't I?
I'm doing some as we drive.
I need casings and connectors. Right, cool. I've ordered some up as well. So, you were saying at the end of last week you had caused grinding sounds in one of your airsoft rifles?
Yeah. That was the thing that happened, and has been repeated a few times. We've been playing the Springin' Sprungin' game, where you attempt to take something apart that is very heavily sprung loaded with about 15 different tiny little springs without them springing sprungen all over the room.
Oh.
And you do this over and over again until you fix it, because you can't see inside the stupid thing, so you don't know what's wrong with it without taking it apart. But by the process of taking it apart and putting it together, you might cause something to go wrong.
Yeah, that sounds tricky.
Ever before have I wanted at least one extra hand.
Yeah. The dreams of becoming an octopus.
It's please, it'd be amazing. I could hold the 15 different things that need to be held at once while putting another thing on top and screwing it all together. It was successful in fixing it.
Oh, good.
Just took more attempts than it really should have.
I feel like we're going really slowly.
Did you put a low voltage on?
These are only low voltages on. I'm just trying to remember what key I had set up as my
You've got your gear shift, haven't you?
Yeah.
I don't on one of the numbers.
I did. Was it 9? 0?
No, for some reason I think it was 9 as well.
Well, I didn't want to accidentally button mash it.
Yeah.
Is it space for high gear? Hang on, let me check. Clearly done and dumb. Oh. Hey!
Yeah, that doesn't sound great, Chuck.
This is a bit bigger. Oh no, I put it on 2. No, that's the ground anchor.
Okay.
Wait, did I get... Oh, where is it? Yeah, it is on 9.
You definitely didn't get rid of it. You modified it to only be 1 gear instead of the full range.
Yeah. Oh yeah, this feels like it could be a bit faster.
Darth Strider, we are not going to find any food.
Oh, yeah,
Biology doesn't exist yet.
Though the devs do have a plan to, that's why they've said that we're kind of an android of sorts with a biological brain, so that there are going to be oxygen requirements for things. I think mainly just so that you can have pressurized spaces.
Pressurized spaces and some reason to survive.
Hmm. And I did see a question from Mr. Calzone in your chat. Is that Archean? Is that a mod pack for space engineers I've never heard of?
I'm not justifying that one with an answer.
Baby food, Robocop style. Yeah. It is RTX only at the moment, but they are working with AMD to try and get it AMD ray tracing capable as well.
Basically, it's ray tracing only, but the only cards that it currently works on due to an issue with AMD's stuff is the RTX cards.
Yeah.
It's one of the few times where this is not like some NVIDIA paid them a bunch of money for it or anything like that. They're using ray tracing properly. It's one of the only times I've ever seen someone do it like this so far, and it's very cool.
And it's surprising that it's come out of, like, just 2 guys.
Part of me wonders whether or not those 2 guys came up with a brilliant idea, though, because if it's surely doing it this way drops a bunch of the typical roles out of your team. You don't have your typical artist roles, you know?
Yeah, and like...
No one's there making models for it.
No. And well, I mean, they've just got to do the actual modeling rather than the texture art and all that sort of stuff that goes along with it to the same extent. Because obviously all of the blocks and stuff have to have models, but yeah, drastically limits the number of things they need. Because all of this terrain is not bump, like as I've said before, it's not bump mapped, it's actual geometry. This sand we're driving over.
Mm-hmm.
Feels like you don't have power on the wheels to the left. If I didn't have power on the wheels to the left, I'd be going around in circles.
We'd know it. Yep.
If we built a high voltage battery and hooked it up to this, then yes, we would be able to go a lot faster. Maybe I should build one.
I am building one, so give me 2 seconds to finish it, and
I'll let you do that, and then then we can get a speed boost. But I think we're about to. Am I now on the right heading?
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, I noticed that.
Sport mode, finally, yeah. Power to the rear 4 wheels. Oh, wait, no. High-speed power just to the middle wheels? Maybe?
Mm-hmm. Generally not a great idea to, different amounts of power going to different wheels. Tends to cause the underpowered wheels to just want to spin. Or vice versa.
True. True. It's up this steep mountain, isn't it?
Oh, that's what I meant when I said, yeah, I saw that. It's like, that's lining up pretty well for where we can expect. We're a bit right of it, which means, yeah, it's either up or over. Yes. I mean, at the range I'm seeing at, let's let it complete a spin. This thing's set to, it's still 12k away?
Oh, and the top of that mountain's only 5k's away.
That's what I'm thinking. What was the button for the rangefinder?
V.
I forgot that was a thing. Yeah, so I think it might be beyond the mountain range.
Or that
as
really,
opposed
it's
to...
see the top peak in pretty much the direction we're heading? That's about 12k's away.
I think your game might be slightly lighter than mine. The only peak I can see is 5k.
Ah. Yeah, mine might be a bit
Oh no,
lighter.
I see the one at the back over there, 11.6. Yeah. Could be, but the titanium's too... Actually, no, there's some in that direction as well. 15k in that direction.
What do I need to make this? Circuits. Oh, of course it's circuits. Do you need any water-based stuff before we go too high in the mountains?
I should probably jump out and go into the pond that we're next to while we have the chance, because I am...
Yeah, I thought maybe we could also both manufacture a bit of plastic, since that goes through heaps of the...
Yeah, no, I've just emptied all my water out.
Yep.
Because I was making plastic for capacitors.
We could make a little canister for each
water
thing
bottle
as well.
Yep.
Because you can have a hydrogen canister and an oxygen canister as well, I think. Make all the plastic while I've got access to water. Right, we'll fill the oxygen, hydrogen, and water. So we got some backup supply. This physics sandbox will challenge your aesthetics before function. Oh, it's challenging my ability to figure out ways to make things aesthetically interesting. I think Wasted's doing better on that front than I am at this stage. You built a doorway.
I did build a doorway, and I built some wiring that was briefly quite pretty and well laid out until I had to add other things to it, and then it became a mess again.
So I've been thinking about the way we do our wiring for builds, and I think we need to just dedicate like an open channel for the wiring that we don't build on until we've done the wiring, and then we remove that channel when we want to do it again, rather than going inside the blocks. Because I reckon that might be easier.
Probably easier, but you'll also likely get a we're going to get nicer results from it.
Yeah. But that means understanding what you're doing with the build when you start the build, which at this stage I don't think I've got the ability to do.
I'm sort of semi there. Because I spent a good 30 minutes looking at that wiring job last time before I started it. And it worked out okay-ish.
Yeah. Alright. Well,
yeah,
I've got a stack of 2,300 plastic. How are you going?
I'm only touching 1,000, but this does come back to something I have a slight suspicion of. I think the crafting's affected by lag.
Oh, it might be.
Because I've noticed over like last episode, but it's happening again today, you craft stuff a lot faster than I do.
Yeah. It probably would be. I wonder if they
Imagine
can...
each item sent, there would be a new thing saying, hey, I'm now creating this item. So you get a big old stack of plastic like this, and it's repeatedly getting little 300 millisecond delays added to it.
Yeah. It seems like there wouldn't, at least with the way the game works right now, there wouldn't be any harm for having you manage your own inventory and then just periodically send the server updates. Rather than having to be for every single item. Because I have no way of interacting with your personal inventory as far as I'm aware.
I don't think so, no.
No. Yeah, you can't remove parts of existing blocks at this stage. So if you were going to build the channel thing, we'd need to plan that from the outset and have a channel that we remove later. And that's where, for me, I think having the...
Yeah, it'll remove it in whatever segment size you placed it in originally. So if you put down a 3x3, then it will remove as a 3x3. The only way to do it with an intent to be able to modify it later is to put each block down individually. I have a suspicion there's a reason they're grouping them.
Yeah, I don't think I'd want... But I guess if we're building, say, walls, we would build walls and then have a planned channel through the middle that's where the wiring would go.
What you probably do is you just make an established pattern of things. So, for example, if we're talking about base building, maybe you leave the line where the two grids meet, and it already has a bar free for wire.
Yeah.
And you just make a consistent rule. We always leave that line free at the end of each section.
Because then we can just rip those up and replace them whenever we need to. Which I think once you've learnt those rules, then you can start doing much more interesting decorative builds because you've got that understanding of how it all works. But I always find I need to get that first.
Line, you're going to then need to... Nice. You're going to then need to sort of be like, I'm going to change that. And have to relearn everything.
Yeah. True.
Cool.
I saw you just did the
got a bunch
canisters
of stuff. And I just grabbed a couple of canisters worth of water for the journey as well.
Make extra canisters. I'm a dum-dum. Why didn't I make extra canisters?
And just
move the
fill them up and whack them in the backpack.
Out. Okay, they don't like to stack when they're filled. Makes sense.
I didn't even try and stack them. I expected that so much I didn't even attempt it. Wow.
All right. I guess let's get on the way. You happy?
Yep.
And turn off my light now that I'm in. Should probably make an actual area light on this.
One of the thingy jobbies, I can't remember what they were called. Ceiling light things.
Lamp?
Lamp, that's the one.
I think it was lamp.
Yes, we might want to try and go round this mountain if we can.
Yeah, I was trying to look on the sides and see where the best slope to path up might be, and it seems like it's a bit further down the coastline.
Hopefully.
Yeah. Sorry, just ordering up some stuff to be made while I'm
Yes, I was
driving.
doing the high voltage.
Okay. Ordered a few things. Yeah, we can remove the entire rover floor and rebuild it later without anything falling apart because things don't have physics applied to them to separate them from the grid. I don't know if that's something that they plan on changing.
If they ever want to have damage, grid damage, they kind of have to.
Yeah, and I hope they want to have grid damage. So half the fun of crashing is seeing the results. Because that was one of the things that was always a sad point when you crash something in Empyrean. You just go doing. Yeah, it's render. Waste and I have talked about this, and I don't think that I want them to add guns and missiles and stuff, really.
Nah, me neither.
I'm quite happy for it to be an engineering sandbox that's just about building and Kerbal style.
Building and surviving.
Yeah. Like, if they add a damage model, then presumably people would then be able to make weapons or mod in weapons. And if you want modded weapons, yeah, go for it. But I'd rather see...
Well, the focus went elsewhere.
Yeah.
You know, I'd rather have more options for cool engineering challenges than I would some guns that generally present very little in from an engineering standpoint. You put a gun on, there you go, you put a gun on.
Yeah. And when you've got a one-to-one scale sandbox environment like this, there's enough space that you'd need then radars to be programmed in for players to be able to even find each other, and then you have to deal with all of the things around PvP players complaining about the things that make PvE better, like not worrying about the server having to know absolutely everything.
Oh, that is a lot of titanium ahead.
Excellent.
Anywhere from like 8 clicks up to the 12, 13 clicks, just loads of it.
Which makes me think we've just got to get up this slope somewhere.
Yeah, which is tricky because we spent all of this time building a vehicle in order to do the drilling for us, when in reality I suspect what we're going to run into here is a scenario where we've got to go up there ourselves on foot and build a little drill up there and then carry the stuff back down again for now, because I can't see any way this blooming rover gets up there. But I can see a way it gets up there if, say, we were able to get some titanium come back and I get access to things like ailerons. If the game's got aerodynamics isn't necessarily just about getting you up.
Yes.
It's also about holding you down. Oh yes, Mr. Calzone, we could go for the space engineers typical of just having a downwards facing thruster pushing us into the ground.
Yep. That's downforce.
Could not be much more literally downforce.
I mean, the upshot of where we're at right now is we are still right near the coast and we are nearer, so this would almost be a better spot for a base anyway. Unfortunately, our RTG is now miles away.
Yes. Yes, I think there might be an element of don't go too far with our base building on the existing place, because we probably want to move.
All all of the weathering on this mountain does not favor us.
No, it does not.
I'm going to turn up soon and see how far we can get up, but I was hoping... are we getting closer, at least in terms of horizontal distance, to where the deposits are?
I think so, yeah. Not quickly, because we're going pretty... Okay, but yeah, we are a bit. All of this slope looks pretty horrid. The only thing I can see in its favor is it's quite smooth.
Yeah.
It's not, you know, it's not super craggy, but it's very steep.
I feel like we'll make it halfway up, and that's why I was kind of hoping that we might be getting close, super close to one of the deposits, so maybe halfway up is enough.
No, not. We're still looking at like 7 clicks, maybe 6 clicks.
All right. I'm gonna... I was just hoping to get past this next ridge and maybe follow it, because it doesn't look that as it doesn't look as horrible as some of the other bits.
Let's see for me, Flutie.
Oh, jeez.
Ooh, my word. We're at more of an angle than it looks like, aren't we?
I'm thinking that's the case, yes.
We aren't getting up that splits. Maybe the bit sort of ahead of us. There might be a bit of a gully we can get up.
Oh yeah, we're at a proper angle. Have a look at the water.
Yeah.
I'm surprised we haven't flipped over at this angle, to be fair.
Well, it does sound like that top set of wheels is not necessarily always on the ground.
It's true. Just like that?
Yeah, that noise is the one is the one I'm referring to indeed.
Come on.
I'm scared to say this. I do have the high voltage battery, mate. But I'm not sure more power is what we need right now.
Maybe not. Oh dear. It's sliding.
Yeah, you know, I could tell.
Uh-oh. I was hoping to kind of zigzag our way up, but I don't think it's going to let us. I don't think we got enough grip. Yep. I think this is as high up as this gets in its current configuration.
And we're still like 3 to 4 clicks away from the titanium.
Alright. Head back down because it's not safe to stop here.
Really?
Oh dear.
Yeah, really?
Oh dear. Oh dear.
Yeah, here it comes. Come on, over. Stay over. There, just hold it. There we go. You see, no problems. No real concerns. Everything's fine.
Pure pilot skill there. Nothing to see. The pretty sunrise.
Yes, just out for a calm little drive to enjoy the sunrise, us. Nothing else going on. Good job there's no damage, because that water detector was definitely the one that's going first.
Alright, so how are we going to approach this? Are we going to go for the titanium first, or are we going to try and make a submarine first? No, wait, we wanted the aileron. That's why we needed to go to get the titanium, didn't it?
Yeah, and we're also, having driven this far, we're not that far from it.
Oh wait,
feels
we've
like
got
we should get
aluminium
it.
for the aileron.
No, it was the thruster.
But we don't need a thruster to go underwater.
No, we don't. I
We
suspect
go-
we may need a thruster for some of it. It's not. Right, I'll have a look. Let me check what we need for.
And a propeller. Does a propeller not fly? So I think that propeller is both for flying and for water.
It's not designed like a flight propeller, but it may be. Maybe.
I thought I'd seen.
I'm just looking at what's required for the pumps and the like that we need, because at least one of the pumps, we do need titanium. We need them for the pumps that actually move liquid in and out of our tanks. If you want to make a submarine.
Oh, yeah, okay. So we need it for that anyway. Okay, cool.
Yeah. That's what I'm checking is, it wouldn't surprise me if the subs are also going to need something with titanium, and they do. It's the liquid pump.
So this is what you can do with the prop.
Does it have another version of the model?
No, you can scale the radius and width and twist and things like that, and how many blades.
Oh, right. Well, that makes a lot more sense, because the one I saw was absolutely tiny and semi-corkscrew-like, and I was like, there's no way you could use that for flying. It would be utterly useless.
The initial model is very much for
a
water,
prop.
and then you modify it and you can make it for air.
Right. Wondering if you want to stick the high voltage on, and we'll go around the corner on this beach and see if there's a way into the mountains where it's not.
Yeah. Sounds like an idea.
Speed up the exploration a little bit.
Just get us onto the level ground.
The dev did say it was for water or air last stream, but again, I didn't really understand how, because there was a bit of information missing, and I now know which bit of information was missing. It's the fact that you can completely modify the thing.
All right, so where are we going to put this battery?
I'm going to give it to you, because you built this thing, and I have no idea where your wiring goes.
Right.
I wouldn't dare interfere with such a glorious job, after all.
Feel the shade.
It wasn't shade.
Why can't that place there? Huh. I need more support. Maybe? Huh. Oh, it goes there. I'll look. I'm just going to temporarily wire this just so that we can see how useful or not it is.
How bad or otherwise it is, yes.
Yeah. And it is only going to be the front or rear wheels.
Terrifying. Six-wheel drive vehicle, but we're only going to power 4 of them and only going to have steering on 4 of them. Are they going to be the same 4? No.
Why would you do that? I mean, I could use the other battery that's for the drill, but I didn't want to run out the drill battery. Alright, here goes.
Almost wheelie.
Yep.
Which gear are we in?
I don't know.
Okay.
I think that's high gear.
The higher RPM one's got to be the lower gear. Oh dear. Well then.
Okay. So. That's not ideal. We can fix it. if you press V on it, you can reset the orientation of the build. And it just kind of like Torch's fix ship command. But did the low voltage batteries just run out? I think the low voltage batteries just ran out. Yes, they did. Because I'm not sure what other tools we have available to us to actually flip this.
A hinge. Yep. Hinge, line of blocks off the end of it, the old Robot Roars Shremek.
Sure, we'll do that. I'm game. There you go. Power is back on. Do we have hinges?
I've almost got one made.
Cool. But we don't get... Do we get collision physics on the blocks on the end of a hinge?
We must do, otherwise what are they for? If they don't have physics and they don't have collision,
true.
Why do they exist?
I guess the other idea we could use is a propeller.
Well, one of the things I was thinking is if this is done right, it could just stay on the vehicle as a righting mechanism.
Yeah. Well, I'm interested to see what happens.
Yes. Of course it's going to need power and data.
Yes.
I assume data, at least.
Yes.
Can't imagine how else it'll work.
You probably want to connect it up to the computer.
Does the computer do power?
No.
Okay, I was just wondering. I remember there was something you were trying yesterday or last time about powering off of the computer.
Oh, right, that one at the front, yeah. I just grabbed power from one of these extra batteries I added. The whole rover's a mess now.
I'm glad you said that. How do I attach that to the computer? Is there a known way of getting at the damn thing?
Back.
Ooh, the big one.
Yeah. You want me to just hook it up?
Yeah, I don't know if there's any particular channel you want it in. I don't know.
Guess it's going to go in channel 8.
Cool, because at the moment I need to move it over to one side so that we can build the bit on the end.
Input. Pilot seat. Go 6 and 5 and 6. Which I don't know what I need for it. Output will be small hinge. Don't know what this will do. Guess we'll find out.
Hey.
Okay, I can move it that way.
Yep.
How do I move it the other way?
Unsure. We might have to send a negative signal to it. But that should be enough, to be honest.
Input, pilot seat, 6. Math, negative.
Give me a lever long enough and a place to stand, and we can get Capac out of bed before 9 AM.
Yep. Okay. 5 does that. 6 does nothing. Does it only go in one direction? Surely not.
No. This looks like it's trying to do something. The vehicle wobbles when you press it.
Oh, yeah, I've got it going that way now on the 5 control. Do you want to stick some things on the end of it and see what happens?
I can't because I need it folded up the other way in order to get some things on the end of it.
Oh, right. Okay.
Needs to be in its stowed position, and then I can add bits to it, and then hopefully that then works. Yeah.
At the moment, I'm just butchering the code each time to get the different direction.
I figured. Does that work?
Well,
yes and no.
where am I now? Okay, this might actually do what we need it to do.
Yeah, I think it will. I just didn't build the thing long enough for it, but to be honest, it might not be in the best place. But yeah, I think it does work.
Nope, not that way. And you now use that. Knowing that when I release it, it's going to go straight up from the rover. I'm so glad this is actually a thing that we can do. This is... this is bringing back good vibes from previous rover journeys we've done together.
Yes, there's nothing new about this. Let's put a really ridiculously long one on.
Remember, you can press shift on the end to duplicate what you've previously done.
I had forgotten about that.
Let me know when I need to thwack.
I mean, I think any longer than that and we're probably in trouble, so...
Okay. 3, 2, 1.
Back! Oh!
Okay, hang on. I do this. Now, 3, 2, 1, thwack. No, what?
That's the wrong way.
Hang on. 3, 2, 1, thwack.
Hey!
Where am I? I've got my code window open. It's really occupying too much of my screen.
Well, that's a position.
Okay, looks like we need another hinge.
I'll start making another hinge. This is, sort of working.
I should probably be looking at this in third person so we can see a bit more of what's going on.
I've been having a good time. You launch yourself off the ground every time you use it.
Oh,
almost.
Oh, yes! All it needed was another thwacking.
Just keep smacking it into the ground until we eventually end up the right way up.
Yes.
Floppy bird rover.
We're going to leave it on there, or are we going to get rid of it? Or at least part of it?
I don't know. Does it have mass? I suspect it does.
Yeah, we probably don't want to be that top heavy. At this point, why not build a pair of flapping wings? Don't put it past
I
us.
suspect that doesn't work physics-wise.
You probably need a rotor and a hinge, just so you can get the flapping action going right in the right direction. Like, so you actually do generate lift. I imagine you could do it with ailerons.
Ornithopter, go!
I think I have too much power.
Yes, I don't think the big battery actually worked out particularly well.
I did turn off your scanner, by the way.
I've
Just to
turned it
save
back on again,
power.
it's all good.
Make a sail and use the pole as a mast. I don't think there are winds. So should I just try and go straight up with the extra power?
We have the flappy tool now to rescue us should we end up in distress.
Oh, geez, this is down. Why am I going down?
Only temporarily.
Oh, no, wait, I'm
And
level.
then we will go up. I think that actually just might be level, yeah.
Right. Oh, this is not feeling good. I really hoped we would have started some climb before this point.
Yeah, this is going to be very, very steep immediately.
Yep.
We're getting nice and close. It is up there. That's where the stuff is.
Motors sound unhappy because I'm pulsing it. Because I'm afraid of going fast again. Oh, it's gets so slidey so quickly.
How can we still not see the bottom of this hill?
I know, right? Is it a sheer cliff? You ready for tumbling down a hill backwards?
Uh-huh.
Although I'm probably being a bit generous to my own driving abilities to say that we'll do it backwards.
Still don't see a mountain.
Yeah, we have
Is
started
this
going up.
vertical? Yeah, I suppose, but
Uh-oh, what the? Maybe going up in reverse might work better. Yeah, need an artificial horizon. Yes, we do. Oh, I think we'd have to program one.
no, there's a specific block for it.
Oh, is there?
Yeah. The one exception to having to program one. I have to remind myself that there's no block damage. In the end, it's okay. What's the worst that can happen? We go tumbling back down the hill again.
Uh-oh.
Speaking of which. Bye, good old world.
Trying to stick the landing. So,
I do
center
like
mounted,
the idea of
center mounted propeller and try and lift off.
Why?
We might need a gyroscope for that though. Or some ability to control our heading. Oh, oh, oh. Nope. Nope, not better. Worse. Still worse.
Might need to re-embiggen the flippy stick.
Yeah. Okay, I need to change the code again so that, because I can't figure out a way to make this.
Why it won't go the other way?
I don't know how to make it do both on the same control.
You probably don't want both on the same control anyway, because then it would only be able to go to each extent, as opposed to being able to stop in the middle.
Perhaps.
I do quite like the idea of
What am I doing?
Hinge-based set of follower wheels.
Ah,
But I don't
very
know if
wasted.
you can turn hinges down sufficiently far that they will just fall with gravity.
Yeah, I don't know
Because that's
either.
kind of what you'd need. Then you just have back wheels on a hinge so that they stay on the ground all the time.
Would you be able to embiggen the mast?
I can embiggen.
'Cause, yeah, I think we need another plan. We're getting up this hill. And I like the idea of trying to get our rover there in some fashion.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry. Hang on. Let me see if I can make this so that it stays there. Oh, hang on. No, that's not going to help. Oh, things are happening. I can't see them.
Yeah, well, I can. It dawned on me that I can always just, well, essentially place the blocks even though you're not in the right place, and it'll force them out the ground.
Yep. Okay. So, there's some way to visualize center of mass, I think. Oh, wait. It's the symbol there. When you press V on the build. It shows where it is. So I thought, if I build, let's go symmetry.
I mean, it's in the middle, which is good, but it's quite high up. And
Go gadget, rover
Are
copter.
you sure?
No, and I think that's the best part of this. Don't you?
I guess. Do you have the lead necessary to make a gyroscope?
I think you've got all the fancy metals like that. Actually.
I don't think we have any lead. And if we do, it's back at home.
Well, poop. Also, I've run out of inputs on my computer. I'm going to have to remove something that we've cooked up.
Well, surely with the might of a flying machine, we will no longer need this pole here.
Possibly. I can probably remove that. I could make that controllable by your seat instead. Like, we could add an extra computer there. Okay, and then we go add our high voltage. And then I hop in the seat. And I set this to be on space and C. Input, pilot seat. Down, up. Output. Oh, wait. Output, propeller. Speed on space and control, and then there's another pitch control.
Okay.
I guess I'll make that QE just because I won't have my, because I have my hand on the mouse.
Yeah, that's probably a good plan. It's going to be a bit awkward, but better than nothing.
All right, you want to hop in the seat?
I don't know if I do. I have a concern regarding.
I don't know what the lift capacity of this propeller
It's
is going
not
to
the
be.
lift capacity that's worrying me. It's where's our counter?
Where is this taking us?
Backwards at the moment. Why? I do not know.
Yeah, that's pushing us down. Uh-oh. Okay, we definitely need more than this.
This is not enough.
This is not enough. That was me going full tilt.
At what pitch, though?
That's max pitch. Well, that's max pitch. One of them. Yeah. Not,
Okay.
not enough lift.
Now the sun's coming around. I do see something potentially useful ahead of us there, though. Looks like there's a relatively low down passageway up to our left.
To our left.
The
Of
sun's
that bit.
just hitting it.
Yeah.
It looks like a bit lower down and a bit smoother than everything else.
I'm tempted to take the high power off the wheels.
Yeah, the high power on the wheels is really not particularly helpful.
Yeah. I'm gonna remove that or try and stop the vehicle. At least.
Yeah, we're on more of an angle than
Yeah,
than
it's,
it looks like as well.
it's very hard to tell sometimes. Okay. Where am I headed? You want me to try?
I still think we need to. We're not going to get up there unless we make a change anyway.
Yeah. I don't know what I don't know what angle. Like I'm looking at you and I'm like, where am I trying to go? Even looking at your, because you're my artificial horizon right now. Your character model.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't even make it up this hill.
I'm looking at these hills as it goes further up. We're not getting up this in a rover.
Nah.
We
gotta
are
fly.
gonna have to fly.
So that means we need to go get some lead,
Yes.
or we just
For which I have a proposal.
submarine.
Well, you know how we wanted to see whether or not this thing could float?
Yeah.
And we now have a propeller.
Yeah.
It would be a quick way home.
Just go in the water.
Oh, home? Because didn't we basically just... If I'm remembering it right, aren't we sort of
Out on that.
across the bay off
Yeah.
that distance in that little peninsula? So we could
All right.
just
I'm down with
straight
that.
line it across.
We'll probably need to move the propeller, but
I think it might work better if we move it, yes. That's not how you make a submarine. I know that much.
all right, I'll pop it on the back.
You don't just put a propeller on the top and push yourself down.
Hang on. Just gonna do a thing. It'll either amuse or, well, almost certainly amuse you. Because why not do this?
Okay. Too much expectation now. It's built it up.
Well, why have one propeller when you can have two?
You've got two?
Yeah. Don't know what else I'm going to disconnect from the computer though, because I don't have any inputs for the second one. Although I can probably put them on the same control thing, but I probably want to be able to independently control them for steering.
A and D. On and off on A and D. And then you can just hold them both down. No tank steering. That way it
I
went
have another idea.
I'm just thinking that way it won't interfere with your driving.
No, I'm going to give you the controls. When we're in the water. I'm going to put 2 switches on. You can just turn them on.
When we're not in the water.
Yes. Just have switches. And you can just control them from your seat. So who doesn't like manual switches for the propellers?
No, that's fantastic. I mean, it's not... Turn them into a lever, and there you go. That is tank control. Yank on the correct lever to turn them.
This is best way. I guess I'll give you high voltage.
Cool, I've got just a switch to operate with. I can't operate both switches at the same time, and he's giving me the high voltage.
do you want low voltage? Or do you want to just see what this does?
That's fine, go for it.
Alright. Lights off. Third person, let's drive. Nope, the propellers do not even operate in different directions. They're just going to spin and hopefully generate forward by both being on.
Which is going to be fantastic, because I would like to remind you, these are turned on by switches, and I can only turn one switch on at a time.
Yep. So you just have to...
Well, our starting maneuver is going to be a spin, and then I have to wait until we've done 360 and then turn the other switch on at the right time for us to go forwards.
Why are we driving so slowly?
Well, my computer's run out of batteries, so I would imagine it's probably something to do with running out of batteries.
Oh. I might have used a lot of power doing that brief hopping. No, the state of charge is 80% in the big battery.
No, I think we've lost small battery. Yep, 0.1.
Yeah, they've been run out for a while. I've got a power converter running from the big batteries to the small batteries.
Yeah, but don't the small batteries still need to have some power in them?
Maybe.
Because the charge rate on these is like just blinking on and off. I think we're drawing more from it than it can give.
Right. They're now saying 0.2%.
Yeah, you see what I mean? It's sort of charging just about.
Hmm.
I suppose it was a good job you didn't put me on the small battery, otherwise we'd be in trouble.
Let's just see if we can get to the water.
Big battery is going to the wheels. Already set up that way.
I know I got rid of the big battery from the wheels so that I could put it to other things. I thought maybe the power converter doesn't push through enough power.
Seems odd that a high voltage battery wouldn't be able to provide enough to charge a low voltage.
Hmm. Well, hopefully we'll be back to our RTG soon. Anyway. And I will probably have to rebuild the whole rover again. I think I'll leave that until I know what the heck I'm doing. Which, you know.
I don't know. Part of me is thinking that this is calling out for some quadcopter that's also a boat.
Yeah, that's what I'm feeling too.
So when there's water available, you sit on it because that'll save you power, not having to fly. And then when you got to go over land, quadcopter mode.
Yeah, let's see if that helped. Just slapped another couple of low voltage batteries on because we don't have enough.
Well, we've got a recharging setup back at base now, so.
And the solar panel will not be getting any sun because it's for the sunset.
That's a good point. Our solar would have been doing nothing this entire time.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, hopefully the props are going in the correct direction.
Let's see.
Well, I don't have any control over that. I don't know which way they work by default. Are they going to pull or push?
That would depend on what the pitch is set to.
Yeah, maybe we can modify that directly. I have much regret for taking the high power off the wheels.
You in the right gear? I swear
Yeah.
we went faster than this.
Yeah, we definitely went faster, so I'm thinking something's funky here. I'm just going to quickly...
How many? Yeah, with this many batteries? Surely.
Yeah. Alright, let's see if this helps.
Hey! Only a little terrifying.
Yeah, I just put the high speed to the high voltage to the middle wheels. Am I heading towards the water? I can't see it anymore. No, I'm not.
Yeah, you were pretty good. Bit to your right. I'm standing on top of the rover at the moment, so I can see further on than you. I can see where that little island is. This is the new trick. We need my chair on a big old pole out the top so I can see over things.
Periscope wasted.
Yep, spin me around. I'll be the ore detector.
I love that the propellers are drifting a little bit because we're at speed. Ah, you got in your seat. It's getting a bit unnerving.
It was making me a little sick, and I also wasn't entirely convinced you wouldn't just at full velocity charge into the water. So I was like,
Oh, that's exactly what I'm
going
to do.
Yeah, exactly. So I'm going to get in the seat ready to use these propellers in case I need to. Hey! We's a boat now!
Yep.
A bit of a sinky boat, but a boat.
Yeah, we are doing a bit of sinking. But we're moving. And in theory, we have some subtle directional control.
In theory, yeah.
Nice. We're
kind of leany, and I think that's your fault. I'm gonna get out of the seat and stand on.
No, it's 100% my fault because I put all the batteries on the right-hand side.
Ah, right. One of our propellers isn't. I would not call that in the water.
Yeah, it's a little bit out. If you want to, we could adjust the prop size and go faster.
In theory, that's not how water props work, but...
No.
Sure.
I'm not sure in practice how this is going to work either. Is that doing... Are we turning?
Yeah, a little bit. But not the way you think.
Yeah, it's made it worse.
You slowed us down.
Whoa!
Oh my god. Splitsy, that is the correct one to have pressed. Help! Help!
How do I fix it?
Help, I don't like it. I have no control.
Turn it off.
We're going.
Turn it off.
Oh man. Spoil all my fun.
No, because I was worried one of us was going to get kicked off. Okay, so littler is faster.
That's more like it, as it should be. Spin them quicker.
Do you want more
No
twist or less
warning at
twist?
all. In theory, more twist should be pretty good as well. There's a relationship between the two, but...
It's it's at max twist for the direction, the heading that we want to go. I could give you more propellers. I don't know what impact that would have. All right.
I think we've got enough propeller, honestly. Also, we've sort of flattened out.
Yeah, we have.
It is you.
Oh, maybe it is me.
You're gonna go over there, and now
All right, I'll stand up in the middle.
pinky
Then.
on that side. And now we're flat again.
All right. Oh, let's go.
Oh God. Hold on to whatever you can. You got a little bar up there. Hold on to that.
Yep.
Here we go. Oh my god. Hello. I see you've come down here to join me unintentionally,
Yes.
I suspect.
Yep, unintentionally. We have a speedboat. Whoa. What is my lean? Oh, jeez. That lean when you get going.
Get in a seat.
If I get in the seat, I tip us to the side.
We're tipped regardless, Mr. Spencer. We are going very quickly now. We are tipped.
I love that we've made a faster boat than we made a rover.
It's better as a car, better than a car and a helicopter, apparently. For God's sake.
Oh. This is great.
I really want to make a boat now.
Same.
Boat fun. Boat speedy, apparently.
We need lead, so we do need to make the boat into a submarine. So I was thinking we should have separate seats for the different modes, so that we have, because then the computer doesn't need to be overwhelmed, and we don't need to link computers or do anything fancy. We have a rover computer, and then we have a submarine/boat computer, and then you can have better controls than just flicking switches.
I don't know what you're talking about. This is clearly the best way to do it.
I absolutely love that this is possible, and with very minimal effort. The thing that this tempts me to do is give one of us one switch and one of us the other switch.
It's a redneck. Well, don't forget, what we've not done yet is attempt to actually park. That is going to be the difficult bit. While we're out in a nice lagoon with literally nothing we can collide with,
True.
things fine. Can you see the base, by the way?
No. I think we're going to go over that mountain,
this
don't we?
little rib. We're going to go around or over that little ridge line.
No, can't see it at all. Even zooming in. No. We can't build separate grids. We've got to do it all with one grid, right? This is the opposite of Space Engineers, where I think the fun is from trying to make it do everything.
Yeah, whereas in Space Engineers, you just make it do everything anyway, because it's actually more efficient that way, and it's the challenge is not making a single grid that does everything.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I'm thinking, is there any reason we can't put our propellers on a hinge? Then quadcopter to boat mode is fairly straightforward.
Although the propellers do need to have a different shape for those two modes. And I'm not sure if... We might be able to tell them to change.
Tell them to change, yeah.
That would be interesting. I might leave that to you. Figuring that bit out.
Well, that's assuming that you decide to power your boat using props and not power your boat using essentially plain props.
Oh yeah, I suppose it doesn't need to go super fast all the time.
I was also thinking that, like, it doesn't need to be in the water really either.
Oh, airboat.
Yeah.
Well, okay, so, yep, we're going to the bayou.
That's what I'm thinking. Is like, why not? You don't need them in the water. If it's going to be a flying thing, it's going to go relatively quickly. You'd think.
The challenge will be when it needs to go into submarine mode.
Fill it up with water and hope.
I love hearing you flicking the switches as you're trying to steer. It's great.
This was further away than I thought it was as well.
Yeah. We did travel a fair way.
We did. It's just the scale is
Yeah, without
because it looks so much like a Space Engineer's background, you know. In the distance, you're like, oh yeah, I know that. That's 5 kilometers away. Except no, it's not. Try 25.
Well, the mountain is now a little over 2 k's away. The hill we're heading towards. And then we believe our base is on the far side of. So, while you're... We need fluid
swerving
tanks,
our way
which I
off this
can
direction.
make. So we can make the fluid tanks, but we need some sort of pump, don't we? And that requires titanium. Right. So we are going to have to make a flight up to the... like a... Ooh. Before we can go down, we have to go up.
What do you mean?
Well, we
We
need
need the titanium.
We need a titanium for the pump. So, once we get back, do we try and lighten this thing as much as we can and see if we can take off and use a quadcopter style flight and see if we can balance it without a gyro?
I think it'll balance without a gyro. It's whether or not, like that, you can... Because without the gyro, you're also not going to be able to tilt it.
Well, you can change the tilt of the
You
rotors.
can change the pitch. Yeah.
You change the pitch of the front and back or left and right ones in pairs. And hope that we basically control it like we're doing the boat right now. Wow. I don't think getting things to sink will be a problem for the two of you. Well, we've got a floating boat, so maybe it will be hard.
Yeah, our rover floats, so don't assume too much.
We did build it all out of composite.
No, but...
Which makes sense, because you would build your first boat out of floating stuff rather than going concrete straight out the bat.
A boat out of floaty things? Crazy.
Oh, I can see our base if I zoom out in third person far enough.
Nice. Okay, we are going vaguely the right direction.
Yes.
That's positive. I'm not liking that the shoreline so far has not looked particularly great for getting up.
Oh no, you're going to need to hit it at speed, I think. I think that's our best shot for getting out of the water. Or I build us a ramp. Speaking of which, I might want to make some concrete. And build our base. Although I'm not going to have much water, I'll just wait. Diodes, let's make those while I'm sitting here not doing anything else. Just amusing myself with wasted driving.
Well, that is an interesting idea. On the Yeti, I like that one. Pump is to upgrade to a jet boat, question mark. Jet boat, you say?
Don't. No. Is there a way we can make a nozzle for it?
An intake on the front, outtake on the back. Let's go.
Don't know whether we have to electrolyze it to put it through a thruster.
Exactly. There's something cool about saying nuclear-powered jet boat. I need that in my life.
Yeah. It's a pity we didn't collect more uranium when we went down, so that we could have put an
Well, that's 'cause we
RTG on
missed.
this.
I see where the base is. Yeah, yeah. It's poking up above the hill now if you zoom in.
Yep. This was a much quicker way to return home.
I think it is, yeah. It feels like it's taking a while, but it always does when you're on the water, because... Well,
Yeah, no
there's
landmarks.
nothing. But I think in comparison to the time it took, I mean, we spent a good 30 minutes plus driving at the end of last stream.
Yeah. We were also driving pretty slowly. I think if we want to drive fast, we need a propeller to do so. Huh.
I'm
Do you reckon
getting
we could
strong
get up
vibes
the-
that... Sorry, go ahead.
I was just going to say, do you reckon we could get up the mountain if we have a propeller pushing down and one pushing forward?
Possibly, but it was almost vertical.
So we probably need enough prop force to lift off anyway.
You'd essentially be flying anyway, you know? You'd just be lifting yourself with your rear prop instead of your...
Top one.
Top one.
Yeah. What happens if you turn the anchor on while at speed? I don't think anything would happen with the anchor right now because we're not near the ground. Not sure I want to do anything with that. Oh. Wait, so we could have, rather than toggling rotors and changing their pitch and stuff, we could just have a side, like a vertically mounted rotor prop to spin like a standard helicopter would. Have a tail rotor. I'm hoping with a quad we might not need
give
to.
you turn and then you could pitch control on the main rotor. Yeah.
Yeah. Flying whatever we end up building is going to be an interesting experience. But we need more propellers, right?
More props. I think, well, I mean, you could do it with two. You could do a sort of almost Chinook style, you know, counter-rotating dual rotor.
But if we want more lift to be able to carry all the weight that we're essentially going to have to carry, we probably want 4 anyway.
So we have that little slightly lower bit right next to our base, don't we?
Yes.
Might be my best bet for trying to get up.
Yeah, we're going to go, probably drone style is the easier way to...
I do like the fact that you can go drone style, but it only solves one of your 2 problems, so you've got to go down as well. So you need to be able to fold your rotors away into the body of the vehicle so that it can then become sub.
Yes.
Ready on the steering?
Yep, I'm ready to go.
No.
Oh, crunch.
Fail. I mean... Hold a sec.
Not quite where we expected to end up. There we go. Have you turned both your props off? No, oh, they're just spinning because they're calming down.
Because they're chilling, yes.
All right. There we go.
Home sweet home.
So, first steps for this thing are pull off the extra batteries. And try not to get chopped up by the propellers. That was a minimally dramatic way to return.
I thought it was good.
I thought... Yeah, that was meaning that in a positive way.
Sometimes a bit of drama is good. I suppose you've already had your serving for tonight.
Okay, no more high voltage to wheels. And need to charge from the base. And we'll reboot the computer so it's not running power. And you turned off your scanner, looks like. So I was thinking, if we go with the 2 low voltage batteries and the 2 high voltage batteries, hopefully that'll be enough for us to fly with, because any more we add is just going to add extra mass.
Yeah. I am going to, if you're all right with it, dismantle our raft.
Oh yeah, go for it.
It was what put me off on the approach. I was like, hang on a second. The landing is not in fact clear. There is something in the way I forgot about.
That is the nice, smoother bit, isn't it?
That's where the smooth bit is.
Okay. I should dismantle the solar panels and just temporarily move them to the other side. Uh-oh. Where is that going to?
What are you trying to find?
Where the solar panel power goes into the system.
The solar panel power goes into the system on the low voltage input. In here. Right through that wall.
Which one's the low voltage input?
Which one it is, I don't know.
Okay, maybe I'll just leave that panel there then.
In future, I am going to label them as I'm putting them down.
Yeah, I think there are a few things that we have learned that will be useful
the
going
problem
forward.
with being very neat with your wiring layout and running everything down the same way is if you go into the walls, you just get greeted with 15 different wires and no idea which one's which.
Mm-hmm. Well, at least this is a slight increase in our power output. I'll just color the cable to be able to see it. Yeah, then that's an option. Not a bad one.
I'll just paint it after the fact. You're like, I need this cable. That's not a bad call at all.
I'll be back in just a second to take a quick bio break.
No worries, man.
So I had been thinking I would grab a quick snack while I was doing that, but my partner's locked me out of the house.
That seems problematic.
Just a touch. Not even... Oh, I know why. So, I made the mistake a while ago.
Not to be trusted.
Me, yeah, well, it is ultimately my doing. I taught the dog how to open doors.
Well, that seems like an error.
She has worked out how to open the back door to our house by jumping up, grabbing the handle with her paws, pulling on it, and then nudging it open with her nose. So my partner probably locked the door so that she couldn't get in because she was trying to push in and then she'd push Toby over and that would be bad. Oh, right. And then, yeah. Forgot to unlock the door so that I could get into the house once she'd left to take him to swimming. So if I want to get into the house before she gets home and unlocks it, I will have to walk around to the front and go in through the front door, which requires me kind of opening some really awkward to open fences.
I mean, you made it sound pretty critical, and then you're like, and
I can get around it.
Fix
it's just
I have to walk around to the other side of the house.
Which it's more tricky than you think, because some of the gates don't really open from this side.
Okay.
So I'd sort of have to climb over a fence. Oh, thankfully my front door is digital lock, so I don't need a key. Because I wouldn't normally go out to my shed with a key. So do we want the propellers above our heads, or do we want them out to the side?
I mean, I see no reason not to do them out to the side, because I think we'll be more stable if we do it that way.